Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment, down here on a Saturday afternoon this week. Been this morning to get some more soil improver again, to finish off filling up the last bed and to just top up a couple of others. I did say if you're in the area that there is literally nothing now. It's since their fire they haven't put any manure there, and I was literally scraping it off the floor. I don't think there's any more to go for quite a while, so I think I'll probably just have to put up with what I've got for a while. So I've got that, I'll show you. I've got some seeds to sow, and I've brought down some string to tie the peas up. I've got some pumpkin seeds and some peas. So yeah, I'm going to do those little jobs today and water as well. But yeah, everything's looking really good. Onions, there's actually some fairly decent onions in here. I was having a little look around under the soil around some of them, and although they're look a bit sort of less, not amazing, there's some okay onions in there, I think. A few of them are starting to go to seed there, so probably time to pull them up, I think. And the elephant garlic at the end there is looking really good. I don't think that's quite ready, although there's a few leaves starting to go yellow, so yeah, maybe soon. I'll have a little look under those in a bit. Leeks are doing really well. Definitely need to spread some of those out, so we'll do that soon. And the lettuce, I've been down a few times this week to water, sort of every other night. And yeah, we've been picking, but it just keeps growing, which is really good. So yeah, lots of lettuce there. Again, they could be probably thinned out quite a bit. So if I've got any little spaces, I might thin some of those out. Garlic, it's looking good. Not amazingly massive bulbs, but there's quite a lot there. We haven't really lost many this year, so that's good. Last year we had a lot that were eaten by rabbits, I guess. So I fenced them in this year, and they've done a lot better. Broad beans, looking good. I did notice some beans on these the other night, so they're starting to get some beans. Loads of flowers on these ones. Yeah, I think there's some down here somewhere. But yeah, pleased with that. Hopefully we'll get lots of beans. And peas are looking good. No pods on them yet, I don't think, but nice bushy plants. So yeah, my plan was today, I might sow, I've got these priming peas, so I might just sow some maybe down the middle or something like that, just so we get a bit of succession when these ones are finished. Yeah, but have a look around and see. Potatoes, looking good. These are our Rudolph ones. At home they're about the same, so we've got a bed of these at home as well, and they're doing really well. I'm really happy with that variety. Others are looking good too, pushing up quite quickly now. Definitely growing every time I come down now. And in fact the first earlies don't look as big as the main crop now. Yeah, they're looking really good. One harvest we did get today, the kids are down here and they've already picked 4 strawberries and devoured them. But yeah, some really nice strawberries on here, red strawberries. Didn't really get any off here last year, but that was the first year that since we'd moved them, planted them up, so I think they just needed a bit of time. But yeah, loads of strawberries on there and quite a few flowers, so hopefully we could do quite well with them this year. Over here, so this bed here is empty at the moment, these 2 beds, and my plan was, at home I've got about 6 or 8 butternut squash plants which are growing quite nicely and be ready in a few weeks, 3-4 weeks maybe, to plant out. I've also got a tray full of different pumpkins that you might have seen me sow, and so far none of them have come up, although they are growing, I think. So they're quite a long way behind. So what I'm going to do, last year I did directly sow quite a few and they did really well. So my plan is to put this bed here, which I think soil is okay in there. I'm going to sow some of these Pudsey pumpkins in here, maybe 4 or 6 in each bed. So I'll see how many seeds I've got, and I can always thin it out if I need to. These beds are probably about, each one's about 2 meters by a meter, or maybe a bit bigger. So yeah, there's plenty of room in there. So yep, so I'm going to sow some pumpkins in there. Peas over here, they're not really doing much yet, I don't think. I am going to put a little bit more soil in this bed just to cover some of them up. They weren't that deep. Did just spot one tiny little pea shoot there, so that's good. So some are growing. There's another couple over there, so they're good. Yep, so I'll just put a little bit more soil on there. Courgettes, green courgettes, these are looking really good. Really happy with these. Again, last year they got eaten really badly, but I put netting around them, over them. Yeah, they're looking good this year, and the ones at home are about the same size. We've got two at home as well, and they're looking a good size. Beans are doing pretty well. I did give this bed a little bit of clean up the other day. A little bit more to do, but yeah, it's some nice beans growing up here. Yeah, nice bush beans, so should get some nice crop out of that. And I've also got at home another tray of beans, so when they're another week maybe I'll put them out somewhere. Yeah, that's looking good. This bed was chard, so I think it's sort of a white chard, and they're starting to come up now. I can see some rows forming, sort of 4 rows. There's a couple of little weeds in there, but I let them get a bit bigger, the plants get a bit bigger, so I make sure I don't pull out any. But yep, it's good to see that coming up. This is the other bed, so this bed at the moment's empty. We made it 3 weeks ago maybe, so I'm just going to pull out a few of these little weeds and put 2 boxes of that soil improver in there. And I'm not sure what to put in there yet. Maybe the butternut squash will go in there, as well as over by the when the garlic comes out, some of it will go over there as well. But yep, just sort of doubling my chances, doubling things up. Yeah, if not, I could always put beans in there that I've got growing. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but at least I've got some soil in it. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get any without buying any in the next few weeks, so I'm glad I got that. And then the last bit is the back bit with potatoes, and these are sort of coming on now a lot better. So these ones in the middle have come up better. There's quite a few gaps, unfortunately, where these were ones I saved from last year, so they haven't had a 100% sort of growth rate, but there's quite a few in here, and hopefully more will come along. These were sown a lot later than the other ones, so not surprised they're still getting going. These ones, I think these were King Edwards. These have done really well, so they look like they store well. Yeah, happy with those. Those are looking good. And then the last bed. So this bed was all ones that had self-set around the plot, so I just moved them over. And I didn't know whether they'd sort of take, whether they'd be all right, but they do look like they're doing okay. So yeah, see how they do. There's always tons of self-sets on the allotment, so it's interesting to know you can successfully move them, and hopefully they'll do okay. And I've just noticed in this corner, I'm not sure what this tree is. The last people put it in. It's always been quite a small tree, hasn't really done a lot. I've noticed this year it's got some little berries or apples or something on. Yeah, so we'll wait and see what they grow into. Yeah, so that's how the plot's looking so far. I'm going to get that soil in, get this bed weeded and get that soil in. And I'll get some more soil on top of the kids' bed on the peas. Just give it a bit more depth with the seeds, and yeah, and we'll get sowing. The kids wanted to do some sowing, so I'll get them to help me with the pumpkins and the peas, and yeah, tie up the peas that we've got. Yeah, so get on with the weeding. I've weeded this new bed. and I put 2 boxes of soil in there, raked it out. It's just about enough, I think. The other box I put half on these beds ready for the pumpkins, and they're not too bad actually. They've got plenty of soil in. And then I put the other half on this pea bed just to cover up. Some of the peas weren't that deep, so I just thought I'd cover them up a little bit. So I've set out 6 canes in each bed where I'm going to sow these pumpkins. It just helps me find out where the sort of start of the pumpkin is when you're watering it, and also while they're growing. And we've watered them in. The soil was quite dry, so got them watered. So we're going to go, kids are going to help me just sow these on each stick. So we've got all the pumpkin seeds in, so we've put 2 in most of them just to give ourselves a good chance, and we'll prick out the ones that have come up. If they both come up, we can always move them, I guess. So that's that job all done. So we've only got 1 empty bed now to do something with until the garlic comes out. So next job, I've just started tying up the peas. So I'm just getting these big ones and training them up the canes. So that's all the peas tied up nicely, just make it a bit easier for picking, and I don't really want them attaching to all these fences because then it becomes a bit of a nightmare to untwine them. But yeah, all looking good now, nice and neat. The last little job today, I've just spread out some of these leeks, probably about 15, 20. I just pulled up a little clump, dug up a little clump, and put them into rows. We'll see how they get on. I'll water them in. There's plenty more to move if they don't take nicely. But yeah, they need thinning out. So I've made a start, and we'll see how they get on. So all I've got to do now is water. It's not the ideal time of day, but it's when we're here. So I'll water now. It'll probably take me about half an hour or so. Yeah, and then we're done for the day. So I hope you enjoyed having a look around the plots today. Lots going on now. Lots of things starting to harvest, lettuce and strawberries, and got things like spring onions at home that are up. Yeah, so nice time at the plot. Hope you're all keeping well, and look forward to talking to you soon.